This episode is brought to you by the CIA. Not that one, the other CIA, Champion Insurance Agency. Visit them at www.champinsurance.com, not .gov like the other guys. Champion Insurance handles both personal and commercial insurance with professional service and relationship building that is bar none. www.champinsurance.com.
You're listening to the Angry Algorithms podcast with Wild Bill, Justin, and Jim, the producer.
So never in my wildest dreams did I think, when the idea started to do a pod, did I think that one day we'd be playing Jimmy Cliff with possibly Jimmy Cliff on a track with possibly the next defense minister of Russia, Steven Seagal. I mean, and as much as you want that to be a joke, it might not be, right? Because I saw it on the internet, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you saw it on the internet,
it's got to be real, right?
It's gotta be real.
Gotta be.
Well, there it is.
Let's see. It's
from Newsweek.
Right. Yeah. A technical, credible source.
Yeah. Steven Seagal, man. He got ties out Russia. That's his man, it's Putin. Who they said he was going to take over for?
I don't know. Isn't one of the defense? They're I just saw one. Not the Wagner guy. Has Putin's General Armageddon gone missing? Speculation abounds regarding the fate of General Sergei Surovikin and his possible role in the failed revolt led by so it sounds like he's the fall guy and the mercenary leader of Yevgeny Prigozhin. I know Justin and I were talking about this loosely a little bit last week, like, Putin and, and Prigozhin, and, a lot of people were like, yeah, well, Putin needs to go, Yeah, well, I might agree with that. Has anyone ever actually seen a video of the Prigozhin guy speaking? Just like speaking? There was one on TV last week, and that motherfucker was hot. I mean, like, soulless behind the eyes, way worse than when we met Chuck Liddell. Way different. And Morris came in and looked and was like, "Oh my God, who's that?" I said, "That's the new guy." And she was like, "Oh, is that better?" I said, "No." And then they said, "Okay, now this is put the kids to bed." Then they show the video of Prigozhin in action, and he's got this fucking giant sledgehammer, like the kind you see, like that they use at the fucking, like on the boardwalk, and like it, to smack the thing up to hit the bell or whatever.
Yeah.
Like one of them, or the big meatheads that fucking like use it and swing fucking that sledgehammer at the big giant tire or whatever, like Rocky Balboa in fucking Rocky IV when he's the training montage when he's training in the mountains. All right, so he's got one of them, dude, like a fucking giant Paul Bunyan axe. And yeah, there's someone tied up on the fucking laying on the ground, fucking hog-tied, and he just comes up and fucking smashes the guy, just repeatedly beats the guy over the fucking head. And now, at this part, the squeamish, Morris was like, I can't watch this. And I'm all Come on. They're not going to show that on TV, knowing full well that they're going to show it on TV because they put up a disclaimer that says, put the kids to bed. So, yeah. So
Wow.
while I think sometimes we have some pretty fucked up people here, you know, I don't know.
No,
that
Russia's
videos
on
are up.
another level.
They're on another level. I don't know if our guys are going in that back alley and fucking crushing someone's head with a Louisville fucking slugger. I tell you that much, my friend.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. At least they don't got fucking trannies in they government running shit.
Well, not that we know of. Not that we know of. Why do you think they had the Iron Curtain so long? That's what it was. The Iron Curtain was hiding all the fucking trannies. They were just in the Iron Curtain fucking underwear.
Yeah, Putin ain't playing that shit. Ain't playing that shit over there.
No, and they showed a video of like a bunch of people celebrating recently, and everybody just noticed how like nobody was overweight. There was nobody with blue hair. There was no
Yeah,
trannies.
that was one clip. I saw that clip.
You
It's
saw
like,
it?
yeah, like, all right, it was a video of you don't know the context of that clip. Like, yeah, I get it. It was a bunch of it looked like it was a bunch of women up front.
Yeah.
Like, who knows the real context of it? That don't mean it's not no fat motherfuckers over there.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. Have you seen them?
We a fat ass country. Yes, we are. We probably have way more fat people than.
I mean, I don't know. Don't we have a lot more sunny places? Like I would imagine because it's so cold, they're probably spend a lot more times indoors. They don't seem as active. I could be completely wrong, but
I mean, they wear those big jackets and then big hats.
And look,
Yeah.
I know we've talked
it's cold
about
as shit.
that's what I mean. So they're not out fucking, you know what I mean? They're not out running. I can tell you that. And I know we've talked about Irish cuisine or the lack thereof, but no one's going to Russia for the fucking cuisine. You know what I mean? So that could also contribute to why they're not as big either.
Yeah, you don't see many borscht restaurants.
Right.
Around. I go for some borscht.
Yeah, but then they like we got shit over here that like regulations to where as though in other countries they don't even allow that shit over there. Like, nah, we ain't feeding our people this bullshit. And over here, we got all this bullshit that they putting in the food.
Like red dye.
Yeah, so we have or the other way to put it is we have as where we would need more regulation or like more monitoring as far as like for food, for actual shit that maybe you should fucking be aware of. We don't, but instead they want to fucking I think everything's just backwards. I think everything's backwards.
mean, then you got the FDA, banning shit and approving shit. That's the total opposite. Like, we're talking about, natural vitamins and minerals you're not supposed, they're toxic, but then proven, Oxycontin, oxycodone, that type of shit.
Or even more over the fact that they fucking lie to you and tell you your cereals are healthy and fucking like Cheerios are good for your heart and all that, but yet they're made with the fucking bioengineered chemicals.
Right. Just turn your video off because you're lagging a little bit. Okay.
Did you get it?
Did you hear me, Justin?
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
You
can't hear him.
no. Oh, there you go.
Dropped.
He dropped.
Well, let's talk about the other Russian story.
Yeah, while that's been happening, the NHL draft was last night. That's where we're going, right?
Yes, and the Flyers stole a generational superstar.
Yeah, many deemed the second best available in the
Yes,
draft.
in the draft, and a number one pick in any other year.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
he's only 18,
yeah.
and he's putting up Ovechkin type numbers in Russia.
Yeah.
And he's got a 3-year contract with the KHL, and then when that's over, he's free to come over.
And yeah, I wonder what the speculation as to why he dropped. You think it's because of all the?
No, I was listening to a few podcasts today, and a lot of it has to do with GMs being on the hot seat and not having 3 years to wait for this kid to come over.
Oh, right.
So like Columbus, like their GM's been there 11 years. They've made one playoff. They've had one playoff win. Like they couldn't wait 3 years. And then the only other team that possibly could have was Montreal. And they chose to pick a defenseman. And then Arizona, he didn't want to go to Arizona. Like he ghosted them when they asked for an interview. He ignored them. Like he didn't get back to them. The only team that he interviewed with was the Flyers. He actually came to Voorhees last week. They sent the Flyers training facility sent out a tweet that they were closing the facility, and that all activities won't be happening last week. I forget what day it was, and everybody was like, "Man, that's weird."
That's what it was.
And then it turns out, yeah, they brought him in. They brought him and his family in. They toured the facility. They had lunch. They had a nice long meeting. And then they had a meeting again at the draft. And yeah, he wants to be a Flyer.
And they picked him.
Yep. So I think it's a slam dunk. I think I think by the time he comes over, they'll be right there, ready to fucking compete. And hopefully he'll put him over the top.
So the only thing I just heard was that you drank all the Kool-Aid. Yeah, Jim drank all the Kool-Aid and he's bought in. Now, I hope so. There's not a whole lot of – I mean, look, he's good. You never fucking know, right?
No,
like,
you don't.
Never know with any of these fucking kids. Like even the ones that they're absolutely fucking sure of. And that goes across all the sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to take the chance. If you're the Flyers, you got to.
You got to do something, right? I mean, maybe, but that's still not putting people in the seat. I guess they're okay with it because nobody was fucking going anyway, right?
Yeah, no, I mean it's not going to mean anything for at least 2 years. I mean, people will watch them over there and see his stats and everything, but they're just like, okay, cool, go finish your contract over there, keep developing, and we'll see in a couple of years. And if you can buy him, if there's a way that they can agree on a buyout, then he'll come over sooner.
Yeah, you know what's insane? Like sports and politics, right? Like fucking fan bases will turn on you like that.
Yep.
Like that fast. Like the fucking like the Yankees, right? Like the dude that pitched last night, right? He pitched a perfect game, right? And his last outing, he let up 10 runs and they booed him off the fucking mound. And he pitched a perfect game. And then this gets back to the attendance thing.
But they should boo. They should boo. Boo me if I'm stinking it up. Boo
absolutely.
Me. Yes. Fuck it. Like, you deserve it. You deserve a boo.
Yeah, absolutely. But there weren't that many cheers or boos, I imagine, because it was in Oakland last night. So I think, I'm guessing, probably throwing this out there. What was attendance last night? Probably 3,800.
Aren't they
maybe? The owner doesn't want to, but doesn't want to build a stadium, right?
Yeah. They supposed to move to Vegas, right?
There talks to, yeah. They got funding and all kind of shit to go down there, but
Yeah, they building Vegas up into a professional sports town now.
Oh yeah.
'Cause they building a like the people that own Madison Square Garden, they building a arena out there.
The Sphere.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what that is? The Sphere?
Yep.
yeah.
And that's for multi-sport or
No, it's not sports. It's all entertainment. It's gonna be
Oh, just an
concerts and shows and yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they got the T-Mobile arena out there.
Yeah, they got that for hockey. They got the Raiders stadium out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, they got plenty of space. Fucking desert. Shit.
fucking
Shit, I don't even be like knowing these young guys anymore. Like years ago, I used to know the prospects and shit. Like the draft just happened in the NBA, and I knew the top 3 picks, and that was it. And all the rest of these kids, I'm like, who the fuck are these kids?
yeah, I don't know any of these
I
people.
have no idea who they are. Like in a couple
Yeah.
years, if they pan out, then I'll be like, oh, okay, this kid's nice. But now I don't give a fuck, yo. I really don't care.
Yeah. I don't know. I only know them maybe because I feel like I'm supposed to.
Nope,
Like
you're
in
not supposed to.
in some maybe in some instances, and I don't and then I question myself. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm supposed? No, I'm not. I don't have to know
Right.
who the fuck that is.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, wait. So I had the
What the fuck?
fucking I had the beginning of the I had the beginning of the NHL draft on, right? And Morris is like, I don't know if I feel like doing this tonight. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm not watching the whole thing. I just want to see who the Flyers pick, right? And I'm like, all right. And then somehow, we left and ran across the street, and never even saw the Flyers pick, and walked in the pick after. And then I'm like, so then again, I'm like, what am I? I don't care about. I don't even know these people.
Nope. Could care less.
I
If I-
DVR'd it. I was at the kids' hockey game and I was telling everybody, don't fucking tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
I told you. Did anybody ruin it or
No,
not?
nobody told me. I was
Oh,
good. I
shit.
got home and put her to bed, and then I watched it from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Man, you a real hockey fan. You watch the hockey draft.
Yeah, and I'm going to
What-
developmental camp on Saturday.
Oh,
or not
yeah.
Saturday,
Oh,
on
yeah.
the 3rd. July 3rd.
Um,
Next Monday.
Big hockey guy, Jim. Big
hockey
hockey porn and wrestling guy.
That's right. That's all I need. That's all I need. Big wrestling event coming up this weekend. Money
Yeah,
in the
what's
Bank,
that?
live from London.
Money in the
Oh.
bank.
Money in the bank.
They should have Shorty Low perform like I mean not Shorty Low, Lil Scrappy. He had the song Money in the Bank. Shorty what you drink? I got money in the bank. That should be the theme song.
Does he sing this too?
I'm out of town, thuggin' with my rounds. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
Nah, that's Sexy Red.
Oh,
That bitch ain't nothing sexy about that bitch. She's like a little hood booger. That's what she look like.
a hood booger. Oh.
Burger.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. That's a form of white supremacy right there. Sexy Red giving that bitch a rap contract,
I
like,
never
cause ain't
heard of
nobody,
Sexy Red.
cause she's
I mean-
trash.
Let me bring her up.
Oh man, please don't. Yeah, this bitch ain't. It's white people that's funding this bitch, man.
This
That's
bitch.
white. That's the real white supremacy right there. White people funding these
This
trash
bitch?
ass rap artists. Yes, these trash rap artists to our youth, our young black youth, funding this
That's
bullshit.
terrible.
Look at it.
Yeah, I'll be 100% honest. I have no idea who the fuck that is.
I never
But
heard of her.
the song is catchy. The beat is hard, and it's like, you know, you just they make these people like she's not making no real money off of this shit. She's a fucking slave.
Her real name is Janae Nirawiri. Janae.
Hey, cause I guarantee you she didn't write the shit. Like somebody else wrote it, crafted it for her. They just said, get in here and just be you. Just be ratchet. Be ratchet and fucking sing this song.
Listen, we're gonna need you to be a little more black. And
Okay,
she
I
said,
am black.
She said,
You
okay, I
talking
got
about,
you.
No. You talking about her. Oh, nah, hell no.
Yeah.
They ain't tell her to be more black. That's how
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, no, this isn't enough.
I'm out of town, thugging with my round.
Oh, I know this
My
one.
coochie pink,
Oh,
my booty hole
yeah.
brown.
Oh, I do know this. See, it threw me off on Ben shit. All right, I know this.
Listen what she's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
My nigga, he just took a bitch down.
Yeah.
That nigga dick a bitch down.
Dick a bitch down.
That nigga eat me out.
Oh.
Pound town, just left Pound Town. Let my nigga, he just took a bitch down.
Oh.
Yeah, that nigga dick a bitch down. Yeah, that nigga eat me out. I'm out here in Miami.
Eat her out.
Looking for the hoochie daddy. Where they at? Where the niggas that get ratchet? Where they at? My son need a new pappy.
Okay. All right. I had enough.
Jim, what if you walked in your daughter's room and heard her playing that song?
I'd jump out the fucking window. Head first. Into a fucking thumbtack.
But she was dancing though. She in there with her arms out like Pound Town, just left Pound Town.
Jumping right out the fucking window, dude.
Yep. Like, goodbye.
Jim told his wife, I'm doing terrible as a father.
Jim, more.
I asked my wife, I'm like, yo, boo,
Yeah.
you know the lyric, you know these lyrics right here? I'm out of town fucking with my rounds. And she's like, no. I'm like, ask Jew. She asked Jew. Jew fucking knew. I'm like, oh no, my baby's ruined.
Out of town, thuggin' with my rounds. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
Drew said they was in the car one day with my wife. I wasn't there, and we got Sirius satellite radio, and the song was about to come on the radio, and Drew was like, "Turn, mom, turn."
turn the song because she knew.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want this on. I don't want this on while I'm in the car with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keenan Lamar checks in with laughing emojis.
That's Bean.
Yeah.
That's Bean.
That's Bean. He's checking back in. He's back out of the meta for a while. He's got his goggles off.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, these lyrics are pretty.
Yeah, man, you can't. Yo.
I'm trying to get my coochie stretched. Is one of the lyrics in the song.
Yo, you just gotta raise your kid right, man, and hope that you ain't, have a kid with a hoe, because I do believe that there is a hoe gene, and the hoe gene is passed down from generation to generation. So that's why you see, like you seen like hoes back in the day, and they have kids, and they daughters as hoes too. So they be like, okay, there it is. She passed the gene down. And thank God my wife wasn't a hoe, so she didn't pass a hoe gene down to my daughter. So we straight.
That's good.
What?
Yeah,
No,
man.
commendable. Now, what happens if? All right. Obviously, kids are subjected to this music because you cited an example, right? So,
Yeah.
what happens if they're doing the dance and it happens to be the song that they're doing the dance to, whatever. So they have, okay, so now they're singing it and they're quoting the lyric like Jim just said, right? So they're, middle school
I'm trying
age,
to get my coochie.
and I'm trying to, and they're walking down the halls of middle school saying, I'm trying to get my coochie stretched. And then, the principal hears that. And then, the parents got to come in and they're like, listen, we have to have an awkward conversation. Your daughter was walking down the hall today saying some pretty outlandish things. And you're like, well, what was she saying? Can you read it for me, Jim? What I'm trying to what?
Trying to get my coochie stretched.
She said, I'm trying to get my coochie stretched, right?
And the lyric before it is, I'm trying to get my coochie scratched.
Scratched.
So scratched, then stretched. She's gonna get it scratched, then stretched.
Well, what's even odder, sir, is that just prior to that, she said she was trying to have her coochie scratched.
I can't even read these lyrics because the N word is all over it.
Yeah, you gotta send your wife in to get your daughter for that shit. I'll handle it when I get home. But man, listen.
Do you think she's got a yeast infection? Do you think she's got a yeast infection?
I told her to go to the nurse before I wrote her up. I sent it to the nurse first.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, man. They coming for our youth, man.
Vagina.
They coming for them, man.
So I guess is this at a point where it's like, because you guys are raising young women or soon to be young women. Is this the point where, like, when we were growing up, everyone was like, fucking 2 Live Crew, fucking ban them, and fucking records like that where it's like, now maybe it's the life cycle where we're like, oh shit. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, it's not gonna stop us from playing 2 Live Crew. Don't get, that's not gonna happen.
I fucking love 2 Live Crew.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, 2 Live Crew, they the ones that got the parental advisory shit.
Yeah.
They went against the government. But see, now I'm starting to think like, who was it? Maxine Waters who was against that shit? She was right. She was low key right. She was low key right. She was trying to save the youth, man, but she lost, and now look where we at. The floodgates have been opened.
I think it was Al Gore's wife.
It was Maxine Waters too.
Mm-hmm. Tipper Gore introduced the bill. Fucking
Tipper Gore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was trying to censor the music, but it's freedom of speech.
Didn't these dudes like fuck bros on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. They was going crazy.
Yeah, they were fucking.
Yeah.
They're the OGs, dude. Like, you don't get no more OG than that.
Nah, but we still got some real niggas out there that don't fuck with that Sexy Red bullshit. Bring up the video of Sexy Red running off stage because they was throwing bottles and shit at her, booing her ass. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. They got that whack ass bitch off the stage ASAP. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
They ran her the fuck out.
Yeah. And when she left, they started cheering like, "Yeah, get her out of here." She's fucking trash. Not that I condone, throwing stuff at women, but hey man, the people have spoken. You gotta listen to the people, man.
What about recently? How about speaking of throwing things? Pink, the singer Pink, someone threw
Coochie Pink.
Oh, I bet.
Her booty. Yeah, someone that says where the fuck is it?
Her cat was named
Vagina. Someone threw their mom's ashes on stage while Pink was performing.
Okay.
That's
odd, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people doing it like,
hey
like
man,
running on sports games and shit, right?
Maybe Pink was her mom's favorite artist. Like, She like,
Yeah,
yo, I
clearly.
just got one last request. Like, throw my ashes on the stage at the Pink concert. Like, she probably wrote it in her will. Like, yo, I want you to cremate me, and I put aside a couple thousand so you could get front row tickets to see Pink at her next tour. Get front row, throw my ashes on stage. I want to be on stage with Pink. That was probably in the will.
Now, is this something a white person would do?
What,
You're
throw the
asking me?
ashes?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think all races, any race would do that.
Okay.
A real fan, I don't really think it has anything to do with race. I think that's just extreme fandom, and
Yeah.
extreme fandom comes in all races.
You're like, listen, can you imagine if it was like a Make-A-Wish thing, right? And they were there and asked me, and they were like, listen, my mom, listen, I got a really odd request here. So my mom was a huge fan, right? And they're like, what do you mean was? Well, she's dead, but her last request was, we want to teabag you with her ashes on stage. That's crazy. But like a reverse teabag. What if the fucking, because like Pink used to do all those aerial shits, like her shows, she was like suspended up in the air, like you know, fucking high wire act kind of shit. What if they reverse teabagged her where the ashes were just already on the stage and then they just dropped her down, like hanging upside down, like in an inversion table, and then just dipped her nose or that pterodactyl spout that she calls a haircut, just dipped her wingtips up top there on the fucking bowl of ashes. Too much?
She's got some legs, boy.
Look at that costume, yo. So I'm glad this kind of reminded me of something. So I went to the Hard Rock for a fucking concert for Steel Pulse this weekend, right? So I haven't been in there, and they have a bunch of costumes from a bunch of different genres from all over the years. They had some Kiss outfits in there and fucking Frank Sinatra suits, Dean Martin, blah blah blah, Prince. And all of these costumes, I'm sure, like the one from Prince specifically, it was like from the 88 Grammys. And I'm sure at the time on TV, these costumes looked absolutely phenomenal. But when you look at them up close, I was like, look at this fucking polyester piece of shit, dude.
Trash.
Like, absolute fucking trash. I'm like, you have some of the most brilliant musical artists of all time in this fucking shit clothing. I couldn't believe it. And then I went on and carried it, I just went on living my life and didn't think about it again until right now.
Yo, what type of music does Pink like do now? Because I remember she came in the game on some R&B shit.
I don't even know.
Like middle-aged white women music.
Dude. She do rock. She do like rock music now, right?
Yeah, like hot yoga shit.
I mean,
right?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, Pink scammed the fucking people, man. She came in from Philly. She like, yeah, I do R&B, and then she just switched right over, like, fuck y'all.
I gotta tell you, I'm not attracted at all.
Is it?
Yeah, Pink looked like a trucker.
Yeah.
There's our title. Yeah, I mean, I nothing attractive about her, to me.
Pink's in the Teamsters.
The local 420.
She's a fucking card-carrying union member, dude. Fucking Teamsters. Oh my
fucking
god.
Local 420 fucking treasurer.
Fucking low fun. She's in the low fun folders union. No, she doesn't even. No, that's not even fair. I don't even think she looks like a truck driver, dude. think she looks like someone that works at a truck stop.
Yeah.
Man.
Is that even worse? Or?
Nah,
Yeah.
those people that work at truck stops, they look rough. Like especially women. A lot of women
Oh,
that
yeah.
work at truck stops, they rough looking.
They got a
No,
rough
that's what I'm
life.
saying. She looks like a man that works at a truck stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she knows how to like. She might be able to fucking install a new transmission on a Dodge or Chevy or some shit.
yeah, like more like adapting the mechanic arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
like
opposed to
yo, Pink, my fucking radiator's acting up. Like, oh, I got you. I'll replace that.
yeah,
Gotcha.
like
got
I'd be more
got you.
inclined to ask her for help with that, like mechanic advice, as opposed to like navigation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't ask
Like-
her for directions, but I would. Yeah, I would ask her
Like,
for help with an oil
I'm
change.
fucking Pink just fucking replace my rotors and brakes, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, she hasn't toured in a while. What's she been up to? And she's like, oh man, she just fucking rotated my tires. Yeah, I can see it, dude. Slap a set of overalls on her.
Yeah,
Um,
Absolutely.
grease monkey Pink.
So, did you guys hear about the enhanced games that is being proposed for 2024?
Yeah, that shit lit.
I
That
mean,
shit
it's-
lit,
Um,
man.
good fucking idea.
Yeah, let people juice up. Let people juice up and fucking go at it, man. I love it.
That's right.
I
Fuck it.
love it. Yeah, I think they should let all fucking athletes juice, man, because they be juicing on the low. Like, who's to say LeBron ain't juicing? Who's to say LeBron ain't on that shit, man? Like, it's going 20 years,
Oh, he's
20
on
years
something.
with no major
Yeah.
injuries. Matter of fact, Chael Sonnen slipped up and exposed LeBron. He said LeBron goes to the same guy. Somebody, I think he goes to or some shit. He exposed it on live TV. Said that LeBron is on, I think, HGH.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, play for that long at that fucking level. Something's going on.
And flop the
Yeah.
way that he does, because you know that. I mean, that takes
Oh, yeah.
that takes a lot out of you, whether you want to admit that or not. Hitting the floor like that every night, pause. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And,
Yeah,
yeah.
LeBron's a good actor, man.
So the enhanced games. So let me ask you this then. So with the enhanced games, would that open it up to the alphabet people participating there?
The
Because if everyone,
transgenders.
yes,
I would
Tranny-
think so.
Tranny league, training
Yeah,
division.
I think they would have their own division.
I will watch. Hell yeah, throw them in there. Let's see.
that's where it
Let's
would
see
have to
these-
go.
Let's
because
see
if
these
it's not-
motherfuckers run, compete and do whatever the fuck they want to do, man. I'm with it.
Because that's where it would be, right? Because if they're on hormones and just
Yeah.
regulating different sorts of, you know what I mean, chemicals and hormones and shit, right? I mean, that's
Right.
that's what would make that air quote a level playing field, so to speak.
Yeah, I would love to see it. They should let people do steroids in baseball, football, especially football. Especially fucking football. Football,
yeah.
that shit,
You
is,
would see
that
some-
shit is wild.
You'd see some gnarly shit if you let them fucking juice up.
Yeah, because they already fucking crazy playing football. So it's like just let them. Just let them, man.
I think
I'm all
Yeah.
I'm all for it, but I think they're gonna do something to sabotage it. Somebody's gonna be hating on it because they know it's a great idea.
listen, if everyone here's the thing, right? Anyone that says that, they're not really for it, but like give you an example when everyone didn't know that Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, when they didn't know, right?
Right.
Electric.
They didn't know, but everyone loved, whether you were a fucking baseball fan or you weren't.
Yeah.
Everyone loved that summer when they were chasing the fucking record, right?
Loved it.
loved it, and everyone loved Lance Armstrong's feel-good story, right?
Yeah. One ball motherfucker.
They loved it, and they bought all the fucking bracelets and all that fucking bullshit,
Yeah.
and
Live strong.
it was a goddamn lie, and
Yep.
But they loved the story because people were getting behind it. Motherfuckers didn't even like racing, but they were going out and buying the fucking bikes and the fucking skinny, you know what I mean? The things,
Yeah.
Now
you
Justin's
got
angry
motherfuckers
algorithm,
out here
yeah,
with the fucking cleats on and shit, riding bikes and shit, dog.
Right.
Right.
Hey, why the fuck you got cleats on and you riding a fucking bike? You riding a fucking 10-speed, you got cleats on. Come on, man. You not Lance. You not him. Cut one of your nuts off, nigga, and then you can put the cleats on.
cut one of your nuts.
Yeah.
Remember? And then he was doing the commercials. He's like, they're asking me what I'm on. He's like, I'm on my bike 8 hours a day. It's like, nah, you're not, dude.
We fucking got him.
No, you're not. He's like, what am I on? I'm on my bike 8 hours a day. He's like,
what was they doing? They was like placing his blood or some shit like that.
Yeah, dude, they were transfusing it.
Yeah,
So he was
going crazy.
He was fucking boot shooting everything, dude, and then would have the blood in his system, and then they knew how to. This came from the Russians. They knew how to like do the transfusion in such a way that they could put his own blood that they got prior to him juicing or whatever, and then put that back in right on top. So when they did the top, oh my God,
Crazy.
like crazy.
They was diabolical with this shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I'm on my bike 8 hours. You know where I came up with the idea? I was on my bike.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
You got really wanted to do some shit like that. Like, I respect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but then look, like we said it, in the top of the show, like politics and sports, they can change on you like with the drop of a hat or a dime or whatever the fuck that expression is. I'm not really good with them.
Because motherfuckers in politics is cheating to that level too.
That's what I
ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Different ways. They doing the same shit. Like they on steroids, but in a different way. Like with taking money from the companies
with our coffers, with our political coffers. That's what they're and that, and with a good PR spin, either way they'll make or break you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They with the media, they got the media on their side. Like it's a whole. It's levels to this shit, man. It's really deep how the people that's popular, how they really get popular. Like there's guys in the NBA that's super nice that they'll be putting on like going crazy, and then you'll never fucking hear from them again. Like, yo, what happened to this dude? Why isn't this dude in the league no more? Like, you'll never know. You'll never fucking know, yo. Like the dude Wemby, or the V-Dub, the number one pick that just got picked to the Spurs.
Uh-huh.
He's like 7'4". He got handle. He could shoot. He could dunk. Crazy. He could do everything KD does. And they like, yo, we ain't never seen nothing like this. Meanwhile, Manute Bol's son, Bol, is already in the league. They got a whole highlight reel of him doing the same shit that Wemby do.
Right.
But he can't get no minutes.
Right.
It's like, yo, like why he can't get the shine that V-Dub do? It's cause when you look at Bol, he black as shit, and he don't got the look.
Yeah, the other one's French.
The other one a light skinned boy with curly hair. Like the other one, he just a black ass African, man. They like, yeah, listen,
black.
Man, you gotta, you know what I mean? Play your position. You ain't good enough.
You're just black.
You ain't good enough, man. Damn.
You're too dark.
Hey, the shit crazy, dog. The shit crazy. It's a politics run everything, man.
As usual.
And speaking of black, the ABC.
Damn. He was on a roll.
All right, I'm back.
There we go. We got you. Let's go.
First HBCU black hockey team ever. What's it? Tennessee State, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tennessee State, baby. We here.
The first, like, we're gonna have to get jerseys, I think, dude.
Hell yeah, I need a jersey. But the crazy thing is, I bet you it's gonna be mostly white kids on this fucking team.
I don't.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
well,
nah. You think? Nah.
Isn't it an all-black school?
Absolutely. But what that mean? White people can't go to an all-black school?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Are they allowed?
You don't know? Yes, white people at black HBCUs. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Sweet. They segregation ended. Segregation ended.
Yeah, man. White people get to go to HBCUs for free.
Oh fuck, man!
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
This
man.
is awesome.
If you follow Jackson State,
Yeah.
when Dion was there, he had white kids on the team. He had a lot of white kids. I think he had the most white kids on the team out of any HBCU.
Well, yeah.
Jackson
You need them for special teams, right?
I mean, not only that, he just, if you want to play there, you can go play. If you're good enough, go play. But I mean, these kids is probably picking fucking lower schools to go, or probably go D2 or D3. But I mean, if you D1, if you want to go D1, you could go to HBCU. They'll gladly take you.
Maybe we're looking at this all wrong. Right? I think the irony is that this comes out the same day that the Supreme Court overturned affirmative action at universities.
Yeah.
Meaning they can't, they can't accept you or deny you based on your diversity, because it's counterintuitive. We can't all be equal and diverse at the same time, right?
Right.
So do you think that hold on. Do you think that Tennessee State University knew that the ruling was coming down and said, fuck them, we're getting a hockey team and we're going to get all the whites? Dude, yo, what if they pulled it off like down the line in a couple of years and they had a bunch of white dudes and some couple of French Canadians and then, you know what I mean? Like five or six black kids and then one NCAAs. Oh my God, I would shit myself. That would be fantastic.
That would be fire.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean, I think that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to them.
How y'all feel? How you feel about that, Bill? That the affirmative action thing. How you feel? You feel that's a bad decision or a good decision?
I haven't read. I'd like to read it all. Like read the actual judge's decisions. I guess. Like. The decision on a whole, contextually, if it's as simple as, like as a philosophical question, how can we be diverse and equal at the same time, right? And I think that the problem that comes in with some of the where the judges are having an issue with it is, if a lot of these institutions get federal grant money and state money for enrollment, but a lot of the money isn't necessarily going to American kids. I mean, at least that's again the PR spin that they're going to say. Yeah. I think a lot of it is they're fucking super concerned that we have sleeper cell agents from foreign governments infiltrating the universities. I think that's really what it comes down to for them. At least that's what
people trying to spin it as, this is racist and they don't want black people to be in these schools. That's what they try to spin it as. Yeah. Because that's what, I see a lot of people complaining about, like, it's HBCU, send your kid to HBCU. Pretty sure
Yeah,
they don't get discriminated there.
And part of and as far as just with universities, as far as the affirmative action, the case for that, like the precedent, it wasn't necessarily that it was for the student body. It was more that the board was reflective of the student body. So they wanted more diversity on the board. And then eventually what ends up happening is it kind of rolls downhill. I mean, I think in a lot of cases it was important because let's be honest, the government and a lot of these institutions didn't fucking hire minorities or people with disabilities or fucking women for that matter, or any of it. So I think in some instances it was important, but I think, like I said, from a philosophical standpoint, how can you be equal and diverse at the same time? It's kind of a counterintuitive argument, right? So that would be my thoughts on it without having read the bill.
All right, so you said how can they be equal and diverse at the same time? What is that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like,
well, if from a liberal standpoint, right, you want everyone, we're all equal, right? Isn't that what they say all the time?
Equal how? Like, what is it? Shouldn't it be like a merit-based system? Like.
No, what I'm saying on a more broad scale, they're always for everyone. It's equal rights, right? Everyone should have equal rights to, in this case, education or to a job or a livable wage, right? And it's equal, and we all want. Has to be this giant equality, but at the same time, how can we be all equal and have diversity at the same time?
Right.
It seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they get into that's why cases in instances like this always get brought before the Supreme Court, because thoughts and feelings change throughout the course of time, right? In this case, every 40 or 50 years, public opinion sways and you think about things differently.
Maybe they was like, all right, the affirmative action thing was good. It was needed back when they, had that law. They implemented that law, and maybe it's like, all right, now we got enough niggas in there now. When I say niggas, I mean niggas as a whole, like just niggas.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean it as black people. I'm just saying, niggas. So you got enough diverse niggas in there to where as though it's not going to be discriminated against like how it was back in the day. Like people have changed to the point to where as though it's not going to be like, oh, nah, I'm not letting you in because of your this. So maybe that's why. You think that's why they changed it now?
I mean, I don't know.
Really deep. We're getting really deep here.
Yeah, because you got to think like now all the colleges is really liberal. So it's like if they really liberal, that means they shouldn't be racist, right? So why should affirmative action really matter if most of the colleges are fucking liberal?
It shouldn't.
Right?
It shouldn't, except if your board isn't reflected by that. So if your board is still a bunch of fucking rich old fucking white people, but then it still wouldn't matter because a lot of the fucking money in a lot of, just for this example, would be Ivy League schools. A lot of the money isn't going to you know what I mean? Like a Penn, just University of Penn, doctors. So a lot of them are stereotypes here. Indian, you know what I mean? Yeah. Indian or Asian, right? So I'm sure there's probably a lot of instances where maybe someone that was more qualified that might have been Caucasian didn't get it because was American
because of the affirmative action and shit.
Because of the affirmative action that money went, or that spot went to someone there. So And then this would get back to where the Tucker Carlsons of the world get a little bit scared, where it's like, oh my God, they're coming. Oh, there's going to be no white people left. There's going to be no fucking, you know what I mean? Or how about we don't even have to put it on Tucker. We could just put, say like,
that type,
or Christian conservative type, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they're getting fucking.
I think it really boils down to your fucking parents, like you raising your kid the right way. That's what it really boils down to. Like, yo, if you make your kid, if you gotta raise your kid to be undeniable. You gotta raise your kid to be elite. Like, you can't raise them to be like a fucking weakling asking for handouts and shit. You gotta like yo, we gotta go get this motherfucking shit. Like,
you just gotta raise them right. You gotta raise them right and hope that they don't sing "Sexy Red" walking down the middle school hallway. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, yo, you go and get told no. Like, you can't raise your kid to be a fucking victim, man. At the end of the day, like, none of that. Like, I agree with the affirmative action back in the day, but now it's like, all right, yo, I'm not looking at shit like, yo, I'm not going to get something because I'm fucking black.
And sort of to your point that you made a little bit ago, like a lot of these, like, I guess, and I'm assuming that this might be the opinion or part of the opinion of some of the conservative court in their ruling, was that a lot of companies and universities and shit all have diversity policies built in now because of those laws.
Yeah, and
so
then they ain't even diverse. Them motherfuckers.
So they might, I mean, look, dude, they have diversity policies in the NFL about like you got to interview a fucking black coach before they fucking do it, and half the teams don't do it anyway, right? And they still
don't hire them, yeah.
And they still don't do it.
Yeah, this shit's bullshit. Like they got diversity. What's it? The DEI position, like the dude from Chick-fil-A. He's a diversity inclusion, whatever position that is. And these motherfuckers be
in the drive-through.
No.
The guy at Chick-fil-A, huh?
No. The guy. All right, so he was his position at the company Chick-fil-A. He was like the whole company, the corporation Chick-fil-A, not an actual restaurant.
Oh, okay.
But his position was director of diversity and inclusion or some shit like that. So he was pretty much like hired to like have the franchises be diverse and shit, like who gets a franchise and shit like that. But it's still like, it's a fucking white guy. Like, how are you gonna have this motherfucker be the head of this, and that ain't even diverse?
Hi, I'm the director of diversity and inclusion here at Chick-fil-A. And basically what I do every year is I plan a big trip. We go out to Sedona. It's an interethnicity bus ride out to Sedona. We take a little hike. And then right at dusk, I'm telling you, the sun shower, and then we all eat mushrooms. And it's fucking great. He's like, I had this fucking Asian and a black guy crying last week. They were barefoot in the fucking red sand. It was phenomenal. He said he'd never had Polynesian sauce before. Big fan now, right?
Are so poor and they are so black.
Can you imagine, dude?
So
maybe that's why. Maybe that's
diversity, why. Man. Raise your kids. Raise your kids right. Raise your fucking kids right, nigga. You don't gotta worry about no fucking all this bullshit the government doing.
TJ checking in.
He says, why is Justin in blackface for the whole conversation? Oh, he's watching. He can't.
because I don't have no service, man. I'm driving. I'm on the road, so I gotta turn my camera off, so I can get through. Like my shit don't cut out.
Yeah.
A few more things before we head out today. The 8-year-old beaten to death by his martial arts instructor. It kind of hits close to home for me.
On the first day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only one day after having his parents enrolled him. 3 people have been arrested in connection with the death of a Chinese boy who was allegedly beaten by his martial arts instructor earlier this month. The boy, 8, whose name has not been released, was declared dead by the Third People's Hospital in Shenyang on June 18th. The child's parents enrolled him at a martial arts school just one day before his death and paid $1,440.
Yeah,
For
let me
1
tell you
year.
something. Let me tell you something about this whole karate thing.
Yeah.
I'm experiencing it right now. It's a fucking cash grab.
Yeah.
I mean, they charge you for fucking everything. So we
Yeah.
got to pay the flat rate, right? For the fucking classes.
Yeah.
Gotta buy the gi.
Every
Yeah.
month there's a fucking belt graduation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's $50. All right. And then every quarter there's a board breaking competition. That's $60. It's
Dude, what the
fucking
fuck?
ridiculous.
I gotta
But-
pay $60 to break some fucking boards. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
I go to Home Depot and buy a fucking piece of half-inch plywood because that's what
Yeah.
they gave me.
Yeah, but you're looking at this all wrong. But you're coming home with your kid alive, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine if they go over to Shenyang to do an interview and they're like, "Look, I thought it was a little weird when they said we'd leave the kid overnight," and they're like, "This is a fucking warehouse." What?
Yeah,
You know,
yo,
here we
he
are.
died. The kid died an honorable death. Shit.
Yeah.
He died in combat.
Yeah, I mean,
His first fucking day.
There it
Got
is.
him up out of there.
Yeah, that's what.
Damn, man, you can't even. You gotta. Is guns? Are guns legal in China? Do they have guns over there? Cause it's not like you could go over there and whoop the motherfucker's ass. Cause that's. I mean, he gonna whoop your ass. He got the dojo and shit, man.
No,
I ain't fucking with a sensei.
Nah, hell no. Sensei gonna whoop your ass, so you gotta shoot that motherfucker.
No, he's
gotta
not.
go
He's
shoot
going
me.
to talk you into a multi-level marketing scheme.
I'd be like, remember how fucking Bruce Lee died, motherfucker? Watch this. No, his Bruce Lee's son
Yeah.
died, bitch. Watch
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, big cash grab.
Yeah, I
Big
took
cash
Drew.
grab.
I took Drew out of fucking jujitsu, man. This girl wore Drew out one day, man, and she was like, I don't want to go back.
She tapped.
She wore Drew ass out, and she was like, oh nah, she was really trying to hurt me. I ain't doing this shit.
And then she tapped. That was it. She had enough, huh?
Tapped out for good. Yeah, it's all good. I
shame.
mean, she got the basics. I mean, she want to know in real life. She want to know at school. So fuck it. I mean, you win some, you lose some. But in jujitsu, hey man, there's levels to that shit.
Yeah, I think at a certain age, it starts getting legit with these belt graduations. Like you actually have to do.
Earn them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where my kid's at now, like she takes it pretty seriously, so she does it really good. And then you got the kid that comes up next, behind her.
Like
Who,
this.
yeah, he's like a half a retard.
Yeah. Whoa, you're not allowed to say that on the air, Jim.
I could say it on this show.
Oh, you're the producer. We'll just.
And
Yeah.
she's like, Dad, he didn't really do it right. I'm like, I know he didn't.
Yeah.
He paid too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
that?
man. Yeah.
They're in there.
There's levels.
They're in there.
There's levels to
And
it.
then,
There's
yo,
levels to it.
and then even like to your point, to both your points, even if you level up, if she stays in it and is, and wants to pursue it more, obviously you're going to meet other people. Oh, no, this probably ain't the best. Come down. You know what I mean? Why don't you move over to here, blah, blah, blah. And then you start networking and you find, you know what I mean? You find that out.
Yeah.
To find your
this the real gym over here. You gotta come
Right.
over here. Come train
Right.
with us.
Yeah, Tiger
Don't
Kang.
really-
Yeah, come over to
Yeah.
Tiger Kang.
We really,
Yeah,
we
they don't
really
even
putting
care if
work
you
in
got
over here.
They don't even care if you got a gi. They said you could just show up and cut the fucking sleeves off your t-shirt. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm in. You know what I mean? Fucking
Yes,
good.
that's
Did you
right.
call it? Did you call it a gay?
A gay. Yeah.
I thought you call it a
No.
gay.
No.
We got a gay. We got a gay over here.
No, that's a gay is if they
I thought you was talking about a homosexual.
no, that's when they bedazzle a gay. They call it a gay. And they put the
A
fucking,
gay.
they cut the sleeves off and they put the tassels on there like fucking Liberace. That's called a gay.
He was successful in just using his mouth to get the man off.
Fucking Tony Schiavone.
Yo, I got some porn news for you, Jim.
Oh,
You ever heard of the plug talk with Adam
Yes.
22 and
Yes.
Lena the Plug?
yes,
All right, so they just got married like a couple months ago, right?
yes.
And Adam, he don't let his girl fuck other guys, but she just announced the other day she's fucking this black guy.
Oh
And
God.
the internet went crazy. They've been going crazy on Adam for the past couple days. Like,
Oh
yo,
boy.
your fucking wife was your wife. They was saying, yo, his wife looked happier announcing that she was fucking this black dude than she was on their wedding day. I'm like, holy shit.
Is it Lex?
Nah, it's this dude, Jason Love.
I don't know him.
She announced it on her Twitter the other day. She's like in the bathroom and she's like, it's finally happening, guys. And he comes out from the background like with his shirt open and shit, fucking bouncing his fucking chest up and down like Terry Crews and shit. Like, yeah, I'm about to blow this bitch back out.
Dick's down to the floor, probably.
This newlywed bitch. Like, yo, y'all got a fucking whole kid together, and you gonna let this bitch get piped out by this black dude on camera?
For money.
Jesus, yo, these motherfuckers have no morals, no
So-
standards, nothing.
So, Bill, the premise of the podcast is they bring on a female porn star, they interview her, and then they fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I know
so
who he is.
You've
That's-
seen it. Okay.
I know who he is. It's
No jumper.
we've had a guest who's friends with him.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose all that.
Recently? In my era?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know who it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Local guy.
We'll
Yeah.
confirm after the show.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because of their business, and obviously
Right,
subject matter
we
of.
won't say any names. No
Yeah.
names. It's all good.
Yeah, but all right. So she's going dark. So she's going fucking dark loaf. She left it in the toaster a little too long. It's all right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
She's getting money. He's getting money. He probably clearly don't give a fuck. But I mean, I don't know.
He said he was a little. He said he was a little hurt, man. Afterwards, he was like, he was cool with it before, but then after it was over, he was like, damn, I guess he must have really piped her out. Like, he must have really fucking gave it to her, man. And he
She
was
probably
like,
couldn't
"God
walk
damn."
for a week.
Yeah, he's like, she probably was limping off set and shit. So he's like, damn, I can't fucking fulfill that shit. Like,
Well,
he probably got to let the pussy rejuvenate for a couple weeks before he go back up in there.
Yeah, it's like having a kid.
but at the same time, but not for nothing. And I'm not condoning whatever. Hey, whatever, dude. Like, if you're clearly having women porn stars and do on your show,
Right?
And you know what I mean. And she's comfortable enough to let you, she joins in and you funk them. And she's like, oh, this is my shit. I want one. You know what I mean? Let me get one off. You can't catch feelings now. You're like,
Some reciprocation.
some reciprocation.
Yeah,
You
suck
know
it
what I
up.
mean? You literally, like, in some instances, you like a culture vulture, right? Like, or grift it. You've interviewed all black people and fucking and rappers and this and that, right? And now that your wife wants to bang a black guy, it's an issue.
So the question is the black guy just having sex with her, or are they tag teaming her?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, so that's
Yeah,
the details we need, you know.
Maybe he's. Wait, this isn't one of those other kind of situations, is it?
I don't know. I mean, Justin brought it up. I don't know.
He's about to Jason Love him too. That'd be fucked up, right? You're like, that's not what I signed up for.
Nice beaver. Nice beaver.
Yeah. All right, we're over.
Yeah, wrap us up. Shout outs to you. I guess we'll probably have to reschedule next week because 4th of July is Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I'll probably have to move it to Thursday. We're getting pretty good attendance on Thursdays. Oh,
that's because Thursday's the original night.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
Back
pretty
when
good turnouts for Thursdays.
Back when we were started 161 episodes. That's fucking insane.
161.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro, and shout out to Steven Seagal, new fucking defense minister of fucking Russia.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you,
Shout
bro.
out to Sexy Red, mayor of Pound Town.
Every